Well, good morning. It's Jennifer Masri. Welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to do this follow-up video on supplements because the one thing that I find is it's very challenging to find supplements for your horse. So some of the key supplements that I think everybody should be on, I'm going to talk about, and then also what I think about supplements and how they work and how they don't work at times. So I just want to kind of just discuss that. So supplements can be given as a nutritional source for your horse and also a supplementation, for their needs. So one supplement I would say that horses possibly need is a multi-vitamin supplement if they're not allowed to have grain for whatever reason. So they would need that. That would be number one. The second one that I believe everybody should have is a stomach and hindgut supplement. You can buy them just for hindgut, or you can just buy them for just stomach, or you can buy like a combination, which might include something for skin and coat and hooves. From what I've discovered so far through using supplements is the combo ones are nice, but I don't like them because they really don't have enough skin and coat supplements or something targeted to a certain issue, like, for feet or whatever. Yeah, it sounds good on the label, but, when you give it to your horse and you really don't see, I guess, the benefit of maybe the skin and coat working out or, the hoof growth working out. So in my opinion, I would suggest to buy the supplements, just buy the one that's used for hindgut and stomach. Just buy that one, and then just buy one separate that's used for skin and coat. So that's my first recommendation. So the next supplement I would recommend is all horses getting a vitamin E supplement. And the one thing that, has come to mind is vitamin E has been something that has not been talked about at all. Vitamin E has been on the back burner and not even brought up. So that's another one that's getting very, very popular that I see all over the internet is vitamin E. So that'd be another supplement. And the one thing to remember when you're giving vitamin E, just make sure it's natural vitamin E and not the synthetic. And the only reason why I say not the synthetic is because then you're going to have to give twice as much than you would the natural vitamin E. So you can actually go and research that, but so that would be the next supplement. The other one I would suggest that's important would be like a salt supplement or electrolyte. I kind of like the salt better because I feel like horses don't get enough salt in their diet. Hay does not include salt unless it's going to be harvested and dried out. Then maybe the farmers will put salt in it. But chances are probably not. Another way they get salt is from the grain, but if you look at the grain, the back of the nutritional value, it doesn't even have enough salt in there that they need, And I know as humans sometimes, we actually are like, oh, no, stay away from salt, it's not good for you, don't put too much salt in my food and so forth. For horses, it's different. They don't have a salt shaker where they're sitting at the dinner table constantly putting salt on there. So they need salt. So that's why salt is important. I don't like salt blocks. I don't like mineral blocks because horses generally don't sit there and licking them all the time, and they're not getting enough salt from that. So when have you saw a horse 24/7 licking a salt block? I never have. So I don't like that either. So definitely salt supplements, either you're putting in, the pellet salt or the salt. The next one that I would say that horses need is some sort of joint supplement. And the only reason why I say some sort of joint supplement is because horses work hard. I actually wrote this in my blog that horses in the wild, they typically just walk for miles and miles and miles. They generally don't make it past 20 years old. We have taken our horses and we have them to the ages of 40 sometimes, or even riding into the ages of 30 and up. So they really do need some sort of supplement, to aid in their joints. And the other thing is, we have to remember that we've taken them out of their natural way of living, and, they have increased stall time. They're living in a stall, they're in an indoor, outdoor, whatever it may be, their joints. They cannot walk as much, sometimes because of, like I said, being in the stall, and it's not their own fault, but that's just how life is for them. So we have to, think of that. So we have to give them a joint supplement. So to me, it's very important to give them a joint supplement. And the next thing I would say is, omega-3s, if your horse, omega-3s for the coat, omega-3s and 6s, just for the overall body conformation and the cells and everything. I really think that's another important one. So those are the supplements I would include. Now, after that, you can just add other things. Like I said before, you can add, hoof supplement if your horse, has bad hooves. There are other supplements you can add, like, if your horse has, does not like the bugs in the summer, there is like a bug off supplement. There are different ones that are channeled to different areas depending on what you need. Obviously, you're going to want to consult your vet and find out which ones would be best for your horse. It really depends. But like the one thing I've found through all these supplements is I don't like the combination supplements for some reason. I do not like to buy the ones that are combination. Even the ones that say that they're for the ligament and they're for the joint, I kind of just like to buy the one that's targeting the joints, because I feel like when they're putting all these components into one, what happens is they're missing out on ingredients, or maybe they're not putting as much. It says they are. It says they're getting, 10,000 of this or whatever, but for whatever reason, I feel like it doesn't work as well. Not for my horse, at least. So that's what I've noticed. Listen, everybody's going to have their own opinions, and maybe it works for your horse, maybe it doesn't. So that's my outlook on, combinations. I don't like them. Combination supplements, I don't like. Next, I just want to talk about supplementation being, it's a helper. And what I mean by being a helper is it is not going to always change everything. So my horse was extremely, extremely tight. I can't even tell you how tight he was, to the point where, like, his butt, when he cantered, he had a shortened stride. He was just always tight. And then if I ride him for 3 months, he would get to the point where he would actually be off, like lame, because this is how tight his muscles were. And he would be in pain. And I gave him, the supplements. I did everything I could without giving him medication from the vet, which I found that was a Band-Aid to me. Any type of medication, like pain medication, to me is a Band-Aid. Just like with us, we work very hard too, whether you're running, whether you're, an athlete or whatever. What do you do when you get home? You probably ice your body, okay? You're taking the Advil, you're whipping out the massage chair or whatever you're whipping out, a little hand massager, and you're massaging your body. So what do? We sit here and we give our horses supplements, or we give them, some sort of horse aspirin, okay, to relieve the pain, or whatever it might be to relieve the pain. That is a Band-Aid. Now, the supplements, like I said, they're a helper. And what I mean by a helper is they can only go so far. So I found that out with Tink, my horse. I was like, wow. I'm like, the supplementation is helping him, but no matter what I did not see the results that I wanted to see. So with that being said, you have to remember that at the end of the day, if the supplements are not helping, you need to go back to the drawing board and you need to do something else, because it's not a miracle. Supplements are not a miracle. Yes, they're going to help your horse. Yes, they're going to possibly make them less stiff and everything. But if the horse is so stiff that they're bringing their legs, together, and they're not doing their job or moving their body effectively, you need to find something else. So that's what I did. I went out to my Facebook community. I posted, I'm like, listen, I'm looking for a horse chiropractor. I'm looking for somebody to help my horse. I've already had the vet here. He's checked him out. The vet said he's fine. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just tight. So I'm like, okay, well, what do I do now? So like I said, I went out to the horse community. I put out this little, help me type of, conversation, and somebody got back to me and they're like, you don't need chiropractic. I'm like, I don't need chiropractic. I'm like, no, you would benefit from, myofascial release for horses. I'm like, okay, I've never heard of that. I've heard of horse massage. I've heard of horse chiropractic. I've heard of acupuncture, which I've had myself. And I just felt like all these modalities that were being presented to me, yeah, they were good, but I don't think that they were going to solve my problem, So then all of a sudden I hear myofascial release. I'm like, oh, wow. Let me speak to this woman who does this. Let me find out more about this. Well, it sounds intriguing. It sounds good. And honestly, the price is right. So I'm like, I'll try it. So Tink right now has had 8 treatments. And the point is not the myofascial release at this point. The point of this video is that the supplements were great. They were doing as much as they could for them. You know what I mean? They were doing as much as they could for the supplement, but he needed more than the supplement. So do you see where I'm getting here? Same thing with your horse. We need to be their advocates. We need to sit there and say to ourselves, okay, well, it's great, I'm going to give them supplements, but the supplement can only go so far. And the other medications I'm probably going to get from the vet, it's a Band-Aid. It's something that's going to, work for now and possibly cause, more problems down the road. Because let's be honest, if you're taking aspirin all the time, you're going to have stomach issues. But obviously it's not aspirin we're giving them something else, but it's still going to cause some sort of, issues in the stomach, some sort of acid reflux and things like that. So like I said, supplements are great. You just have to find out, how to make them work for you. The other thing is, I think of myself, like I said before, after you go and run or work at the gym, what do you do when you get home? And let's say you're sore. What would you do? I don't know about you, but you're going to probably take some Motrin. Like I said, you're probably going to lay down. You're going to put some ice on your shoulder. You're going to put a heating pad on your shoulder. You're going to possibly go and schedule that massage. You're going to go for that acupuncture or whatever you're going to go for. Can your horse do that? Can your horse sit here and walk out and call somebody and make a plan? No, they can't. They can't. You have to sit here and you have to do that for your horse. So just remember that when you're giving supplements, they only go so far, okay? They can only change something so much. So if it's not working, you need to go back to that drawing board and you need to figure out a way to make this work for your horse, because they are in pain. And pain is not good for your horse. Like it drives me crazy to see horses all the time, and they're in pain. It's like the first thing we do is like when I go on a visit, it's like, okay, they want to tell me their story and they're like, okay, my left hip hurts, my this hurts, my that hurts. Not one horse I run into is not in pain in some shape, some form. And it's all about what we do, how we ride them. It's all about the equipment we use. It's everything, every little thing, okay? So just remember that supplements, yes, they work, but they're not 100% going to change everything. But thank you for watching. I hope this video helps to just get a little bit of awareness out for horses. And, you know, I'm just trying to change the world so we can think differently and we can see them as our partners and we can help them because you know what? They need a voice too. All right, thanks for watching. Bye now.